Hey, man, what is going on? What is going on? We back in black in the motherfucking building. Man, so much shit been going on, so much shit to discuss. Man. I hope everybody's enjoying the mid-post of their week. Shit is happening like a son of a bitch. But anyway, man, shout out to everybody out there that's handling business. If you're at the Court Plantation right now, I fucks with you. Shout out to everybody out there in the Matrix land. Shout out to Shawnee, Erica, Latanya, Miss Tanya, Tasha, 066, Screwhead, all of my people out there that's reading, studying, doing what the fuck they need to do to survive, man. Shout out to all y'all out there, man. We are not without understanding that we have to understand that this system of racism and white supremacy does not stop. I mean, cannot, Ricket, don't stop. We have to understand that it is our job to do what we need to do to survive. That does not mean telling on niggas and doing all kinds of sucker shit at the job, because, you know, we have a bad habit of doing that shit. So, if you are doing some sucker shit, telling on the job, I can't fuck with you. I don't agree with none of that shit. I think it's all sucker shit. We're going to talk about a little bit of racism. We're going to talk about Amir Locke. Motherfucker was sleeping. Police do a no-knock warrant and shoot and kill him. But I thought after Breonna Taylor, they wasn't doing that shit no more. Y'all need to understand what's going on. This is all a formality. When they create these laws and shit, we're going to talk about this shit today, man. We're going to get a lot of shit. We're going to talk about how it relates to the Court Plantation and how a lot of the times when you're dealing with the dominant society, they're going to say and do whatever they need to do to get you off the trail while they really doing what they want to do. Let's get into it. Hey. Cut that shit down. Man. There's so much shit going on. It is so much going on. But let me tell you something, man. This is the thing that I think we have to understand, man. The shit don't surprise me. You like, oh, well, why are you saying it? Because it doesn't surprise me. And you're like, well, why wouldn't it surprise you? It don't surprise me, man. It does not surprise me that they'll serve another no-knock warrant and then a motherfucker has a legal gun that's registered and everything, and he go for his gun, they just shoot him the fuck up. Because they gonna say they fear for their life. Because that's exactly what they say anyway. And of course, we're gonna go get Ben Crump, which is a settlement attorney. He just settles shit. Because they're not really finna do nothing to these race soldiers. This is why we have to understand what the fuck it is. You have to know everywhere you go, you in danger. Not just that. We have to understand when they be saying shit that they gonna do to help us, nigga, they not doing nothing without no loophole attached to it. Just like the Court Plantation. Look, let me tell you something. When you're dealing with the Court Plantation, it's just like it's the slave plantation. They gonna have you doing all that work for years and years and years and years and years, and then when you can finally enjoy the freedom, you're 90 years old. You can't even do shit. That's the way this system is designed. So you have to go for what you know. I'm not saying don't go get you a degree and none of that. That's you supposed to do that. Go do that if you can go do that. But for all of our people that don't have the college degrees or I would say plantation passports, you know, there's other means. You go get your trade, but we need to start from scratch. What I mean is generations need to start teaching the next generation what it is. So if you a fuck up out there, you can't blame nobody but yourself. That's what it is. You can never, like, when people around me, they can never say, oh man, he didn't tell me. No, nigga, I'm gonna be like, look, bro, you need to do this, and this. Cause in this day and age, when you're dealing with the system of racism and white supremacy, you don't have time to be fighting people that look like you. See, this is what I mean. Cause every time you find somebody that look like you, the system of racism and white supremacy is gonna give you a constant reminder of like, look at these dumbass niggas, while they fighting, bang, we shot another motherfucker. They gonna probably get rewarded for that shit. That's because we are under this impression that the dominant society and the government, you know, has our best interests at heart, and they're gonna really, you know, do an investigation. And you know how they be like, oh, well, we're gonna have the DOJ doing investigations. That's just white people investigating other white people. It's like when you go to human resource, unless you have something that's substantial, they gonna investigate, and their investigation gonna be like, hey man, this fucking black motherfucker filed a complaint. So did you guys do this? Oh, we did. Okay, no problem. We'll let them know we didn't have no finding. It isn't like they have an outside entity at these corporate plantations that will come in on behalf of the person, the employee that's working there, like a union rep that's like, nah, hold on. Nah, what the fuck is this? That's why most plantations, they don't like unions. Because you can't just fire a motherfucker. You can't just do a motherfucker any kind of way. That's why when you're dealing with a Fortune 500 company, go there, get your stock, get your 401k, and get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand that, because if you look at this situation in Minnesota, they just killed George Floyd and they gave him a statue. See, niggas need to stop asking for symbolism and start asking for the yams, the money. That's the problem. We always asking for symbols. Fuck a symbolism. I don't need none of that. And stop trying to explain to everybody what racism and white supremacy is too. See, because while you study explaining to motherfuckers that and getting all worked up and amped up about explaining to somebody about racism, and then when they acknowledge you, you feel better. No, you should feel better by not smiling with them. And when they like, oh, is there anything I could do? You can help replace the system of racism and white supremacy and establish a system of justice. Meaning the person that needs the most help gets the most constructive help. Nearly Fuller Jr. Go read the goddamn book. He say it over and over and over and over again. And motherfuckers ain't trying to replace that system. They're too busy trying to maintain it. Shout out to my boy No Compromise too. Too much trying to maintain the shit. Because you done got a cookie or a crumb and Hansel and Gretel crumb. I don't like Hansel and Gretel crumbs. I don't like motherfuckers playing this hierarchy of needs shit. That shit's got to stop too. Because while we sitting up here playing the hierarchy of need game and being in this rat race with each other, the dominant society is passing down generational wealth. You should start teaching motherfuckers about life insurance policies and learning how to understand what money market accounts and CDs and stuff like that is, because that's what's being passed down from generation to generation. We don't understand that though, because a lot of the times all we want to do, I get it, we want to be like peacocks and we want to show our feathers and let everybody know we got it. Hey, everybody, why wouldn't you want to do that? You know, you want to show people the fruits of your labor and how hard you work. When you see people with nice things, that means they worked hard to get it for the most part. So there's nothing wrong with that. But we need to keep it in context of being happy for our brother and sister and not being jealous of our brother and sister. And if you are envious, keep it a buck. Man, let me tell you something. When I'm around people who parents give them the game, I'm envious. And I said, man, I envy you. I wish I had parents that was like teaching me the game like that. There's no dissing nobody, but let me tell you something. In this system of racism and white supremacy, and you dealing with the core plantation and looking at how shit go now, it's like, yeah, man, I needed a little bit more game than what the fuck I got, man, because this shit is cold out here. You know what I'm saying? Rent is at an all-time high. Inflation is at an all-time high. Shit is so fucked up around here, man, and it's lack of education. And one side is lack of listen. A lot of niggas don't want to listen because they've been socialized. They ain't got to listen to nobody. So those type of motherfuckers, you just leave them alone. Go on about your way and do what you need to do. And we have to always treat every day as an educational day for you, where you always constantly learning something and observing stuff. And the reason why I say that is because we about to march, whine, repeat. I already know that's what we about to do right now. Got to have Ben Crump out there, and you gonna settle for $1 million or $2 million. He gonna get his off the top, and then they gonna go away. But here's the thing. That's never going to go away from that family. Amir Locke is going away forever. That pain's never going to go away with their family. We need to stop exchanging lives for money. And I hate to say this, but I hope they got a life insurance policy for that young brother Amir Locke. This is the reason why we need to get life insurance policies. Because they will, if there's 40 million fucking black folk in the United States of America, so-called from the Census Bureau, if 20 million black people went out and got a $50,000 life insurance policy, they would think twice about shooting and killing black folk. They would just think twice. I'm not saying they wouldn't do it. Let's say if out of 20 million black folk, 10 million black folk got their kids $400,000 life insurance policies, $500,000. Oh, you didn't know you can get that high? $500,000 million life insurance policy. You think that these insurers are gonna want to pay out a claim because a motherfucker is shooting? That's when they gonna be like, okay, something's got to stop. But I get it. We wanna floss. We wanna kick it. We wanna do things. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that stuff, because I think we should. It's very therapeutic. But we gotta start getting on the other side of the game, man. And I just hope that young brother, you know, God bless the dead, I hope they got some type of life insurance policy on that brother where they're not doing GoFundMe's and all that. If you got insurance on your iPhone, but you don't got no life insurance on your children, you gotta look, we need to start reevaluating what the fuck you got going on. Like, well, one, why you saying that? And the reason why I'm saying that is man, because I've been in Vegas for a while, and I've been look even in California, it's real bad in California. They stay doing car washes for niggas in California. Nigga died, oh, Lil Kiki died. Okay, you gotta do a car wash so we can bury him. It's like, wait, what? You know, and I get it. In the 80s and 90s, niggas didn't really know nothing about no life insurance policies and none of that other shit. So I get it. I understand. But now it's 2022. So there's no excuse. So if you got a kid that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, 14 years old, you should be thinking about getting them a life insurance policy. And you be the executor over it and you pay it. You can pay it. The younger they are, the cheaper it is. If you in your 20s and you ain't got no life insurance policy, that's on you. Because this knowledge is very, very attainable. You can go get this knowledge anywhere. You go on YouTube, life insurance policies. What type I should get? Full term, life, whole life. Go do it. Don't sit around and wait for somebody to tell you. Just go do it. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because this is shit that I was not taught when I was a kid. Like I said, I learned about stock in my econ class from a white dude who had bread, who told me one day you're going to wish that you paid attention in this class and trust in what I'm saying. Every fucking day I'd be kind of like pissed because I'm like, damn, if somebody would have socialized me to get into stock and not socialized me to be in fucking Jordans, I'd be paid right now. I wouldn't be fucking working. I'd have my own shit popping because I would be socialized something different. That's why I don't try to go hard on black Christians, but I really feel like a lot of times we gotta stop this. Let's just go to church and so you would pray and go to heaven. Well, okay, in the meantime, in between time, what the fuck we supposed to be doing? Because you can only go work a job. Look, let me tell you something. That working a job for 50 years and then return and having a good retirement, that's out. That shit is played. You're probably not even gonna make it to see. You're gonna be so fucking stressed out. You ain't even gonna make it to see it a lot of the times. That old school, the way this shit work, man, that shit don't work. I was having a conversation a while ago with this dude from Detroit. And he was telling me, he was like, yeah, bro. He was like, once you graduate, you know, in high school in Detroit, you go straight to the plant. The plant is where they manufacture, the car manufacturers, where they, you know, Dodge and Chrysler and Ford and GM. And he was like, but it was some, like, what he said was some real shit. But he was like, yeah, man, my dad went straight to the plant. He was like, I couldn't really do it. Because, you know, it's like graveyard, you working crazy hours. But he was telling me stories how a lot of motherfuckers was retiring. They do they 10, 15, 20 years at the plant, they retire. They get their retirement and go work another job. Now they collecting, you know, go work, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, man. And he was like, yeah, that's all you do. You go to the plant. So this is Detroit, homie. You going straight to the plant. And sometimes I feel like black folk, we need something like that. You like, oh, that's boring. Yeah, that's boring, man, but that's a guaranteed pension. And you don't have to be fucking worried about working no fucking odd and end job till you 90 years old. That's what I mean. And we were not socialized that way. And it's the circumstances around you, and it is the socialization that you have. That's why I always tell people, I meet a lot of black Christians. I'll be like, man, that's good, man, that you want to go to heaven and all this other shit. But what are you going to do in between time? Like, what are you doing? You know, okay, you get your tithes, you go to church, you get your offering. Okay, what are your investments? And if you are investing, you're not teaching nobody, then that's just as bad. Like, damn, man, that's the problem. People don't want to get life insurance policies. People don't want to do the necessary things they need to do. So you're not having barbecues and building funds so you can bury somebody. It's like, god damn, man. And then we're too believing in this system, and as far as we're gonna do police reform. They've been saying police reform for the last 10 years, 15 years. Police reform, police reform, police reform, police reform, healthcare reform, police reform, healthcare reform. Same shit. Until motherfuckers stop voting for motherfuckers they like them and start leveraging their vote, then things will be different, especially for black folk. Black folk gotta start leveraging their vote. Clearly in Minnesota, they did not change the way they view black folk. And we know that it's just being put on blast. Why would you say that, Warren? The reason why I'm saying that shit is because look at what happened. Y'all served a no-knock warrant. You already know what's going on about the no-knock warrant with Breonna Taylor. And she got killed because y'all just not knocking, not letting her know that y'all there. Y'all just going there guns blazing and shit. And then treating the shit like it was all fucked up and nothing happened to the officers. Like, stop, man. Like, stop. Man, police were slave catchers, man. Man, stop. It's like, why are we acting like we don't know what the fuck is going on a lot of times? I don't like that. That irritates me because we have to understand what's at stake. Not everybody else. We be expecting everybody else to understand it. No, you need to understand it. What they say in the Bible, and all that get and understand it, motherfucker. So you need to understand that this is not for play. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just go up in there and he in a deep sleep. Yeah, he gonna grab his gun. He don't know who the fuck you are. You could be coming to rob him. Well, you killed him anyway. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I just be like looking at certain shit, just like the court plantation, motherfucker, man. Court plantations are psychopaths. They will ask you how you doing. They will ask you how you've been. They will pretend like they care about your family and then fire you tomorrow. For real. Oh, it's just look at the shit that's going on. So even the it's just certain things like this one brother from, like I said, from Detroit. He was breaking a lot. I've been speaking to a lot of people from Detroit, and he was breaking it down. He was like, look, a lot of motherfuckers don't like American-made cars, and I understand that. He was like, because they wasn't really shit in the 80s and the 90s like that, you know. Then you got Honda, you got all these. He was like, but as technology advances, he was like, man, now you got to be worried about shit catching on fire and all this other shit. And he was like, and in a way, I was like, damn, he is kind of right. Then it brings me to Hyundai and Kia tells owners of nearly 500,000 vehicles to park outside due to fire risk. So what the fuck are y'all doing with the cars? This is what I mean about modern technology isn't so modern. Somebody is skipping a few steps if shit is just catching on fire. But you know what? I guarantee you the president's car ain't gonna catch on fire. I guarantee you Bill Gates and them shit ain't gonna catch on fire. I guarantee you Elon Musk, I bet you his Tesla, he probably ain't even got a Tesla. I bet you his shit ain't gonna catch on fire, but everybody else's shit catch on fire because we're the test dummies. That's why. Because I'm reading this shit and I'm like, nigga, what? So now you gotta park your shit out. Now you gotta take it in all these fucking recalls because of mass production. I'm not saying that Dodge and Chrysler and American-made cars, you know, they don't have they fucked up problems, because they did. They fucked us all in the 80s and the 90s. The 70s and the 60s were great cars. But then they like, well, shit, we can't keep using metal. Let's use plastic. And just give them airbags. Man, get the fuck out of here. That can kill you. So it's like, we have to understand this, man. We are not in charge of the distribution of automobiles. We're not in charge of the people that's calling the shots. That is controlled by the dominant society. So we have to understand, when you dealing with electric shit and you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen, period, but especially with something like that. So that should tell you, if you got 500,000 cars out there and you telling everybody, oh, well, make sure y'all park outside in case you catch on fire. Well, what kind of shit is that? Well, what the fuck are y'all doing with the cars? Because where the cars are made, that's the corporate plantation too. It's mass production. Oh, well, we don't give a fuck who it affects. It's just like training police officers. Police officers are not getting trained the way they're supposed to, and they're not being reprimanded the way they're supposed to. That's why they keep doing what they're doing. But let you act a fool at the goddamn court plantation. They will make sure your black ass know what the fuck it is. Remember that shit. That's why I always say, who's holding the accountable? Because they'll make sure they hold your feet to the fire any little fuck up you do. But then when you start questioning them, it's like, well, hey, we're the power structure. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, we got to understand that, man. We got to understand a lot. There's a lot of shit that I don't think we understand, but by proxy, we will learn to understand what the fuck is going on. I honestly think, too, that it takes time to educate yourself so you can kind of know what's going on. And you're like, well, why you say that? Because a lot of the times we don't want to educate ourselves. I think we... Let me see. We want to, I'm just making sure I spelled that right. I think we most times want to skip past it. We want the cliff notes to everything. We don't want to take our time to read or nothing at all. Let me see. That's why I said, damn, man, how you gonna have all them cars? How all these cars is fucked up? That's crazy. But hey, man, look, like I said, I think it's time for us to start reading, researching, studying, understand what it is. You know, every time I watch TV, I talked about that in the last podcast. you know, somebody left a good comment on my page. His name was, or their name was two big thighs, or like big thighs, or something like that. But they left a comment. I finally got a chance to read it today because they don't give me the comments right away. But yeah, when I watch things, I watch it in even before I was reading. I used to always be like, damn, they said this white bitch got 4 kids, 3 different baby daddies, and they celebrating this bitch. But a black girl have 2 kids, 2 different baby daddies, and this bitch is the biggest tramp on. It's like, damn. Like I said, and I'll keep repeating it. It was one white girl in there. She beat the shit out of her boyfriend on camera. Man, they coddled this bitch the whole time. Then she threatened the other motherfucker that she met. And in between, he had so many dudes that she was fucking with neglecting her daughter. Then she cried wolf, talking about she got bipolar. I mean, they let her deflect. I've never seen white fragility at its prime. I'm like, damn. They just, in every season she's on, it's always something. She got a new man. I said, this bitch is a dope fiend. Oh, I had to check myself to the rehab because, you know, I was on. I've never heard nobody just straight out say, I was a drug addict, I was a dope fiend. Black people got to come out and be like, oh, we a crackhead. But when it comes to Diamond Society, oh, the opioid epidemic is the reason why. Man, get the fuck out of here. This is the shit that you see, and you can learn. You don't even got to read to understand that shit. You're like, man, what the fuck is this shit? But I digress. I just want us to understand that Amir Locks, he lost his life because of some shit that they did to me. He's Breonna Taylor part 2. So remember that shit. So when motherfuckers marching, wanting to repeat, motherfuckers like, man, you gonna protest? No. We need to do something. Like, why are we not trying to change the law where they can't do it? Why are we not holding these police officers accountable? They're there to protect and serve, not to be a militarized unit where they just come in there and seek and destroy. That's what we need to be looking at. But man, that's neither here nor there. Look, if anybody up here talking about, well, he shouldn't have grabbed for his gun, you a Sambo Cone, tell him about the gun line, Hayward Shepherd, Steve from Django, I don't fuck with you, and you know my great word in saying, guilty nigga, I'm out. Peace.